Right now, I want to tell you about our Consumer Spotlight tonight. Do you have an apartment or home to rent but can't find a suitable roommate? Or perhaps you're homeless and looking? Well, Roommate Finders is a business that exists to help assist you in whatever your need might be along those lines. And Margie Fitchett, the president of Roommate Finders, is here to tell us about her service. Marge?
Thank you, Bob.
How are you?
Fine.
Marge, when was Roommate Finders established?
Well, Bob, we've been in business about a year now. Maybe, as a matter of fact, a year and about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Last December.
Where are you located?
We're located in Trolley Square, Suite 17C.
Mm-hmm. What are your business hours?
Our business hours are really 6 days a week, 9:30 to 7 o'clock, Monday through Friday, Saturday from 10 until 4.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's the concept behind your organization?
Our concept is that house sharing is good if it's done with people who have things in common. So, in other words, we're into compatibility placement. All of our clients must fill out an application because we feel that people need to share on a basis where they know something about the person. We want to know things like hobbies and interests, that the person has a place, where the place is located, how much rent they're asking, whether they have personal preferences for both, religious, smoker or non-smoker, gender, male or female. We even divide into age groups. So it's those kind of things that we feel make living very good thing.
Now, on a typical day, how many calls might you get?
Oh, I guess on a typical day, we get about 20 to 25 calls. Of course, we don't get 20 to 25 people coming into the office. It would be great. But on a typical day, we may get about 5.
And what does your service cost?
Our cost is really flexible.
I see.
If a person is looking for a place, wanting to move in with another person, be it an apartment or home, there's a $25 application processing fee. And by the way, everyone pays that except senior citizen. If the person has a place, we also charge a placement fee. And the placement fee is 1/2 of the first month rent. However, that is not due payable until the two people decide that they want to move in. And that's a very important part. The two clients are the ones who decide whether or not they want to share. Okay, we just make it possible for people to meet each other who have things in common.
Now, where might they meet?
Well, they can meet in our office over coffee, tea. We arrange that. They can meet over lunch at a restaurant, or sometimes they elect to meet in the person's home or living quarters who has the place.
What about a trial basis, maybe? Does that work?
Yes, by the way, everybody gets a 3-month trial period.
I see.
Okay, if at whatever reason either person wants to move out, we will send the person who has moved in to another location, send the person who has the place another person, and there's no additional monies involved.
You're not a dating service, right?
We are not a dating service, Bob, and we really do stress that. We are a professional house sharing service.
Is there a particular background that you had in getting into this business?
Well, I guess so. I took psychology and counseling in college and graduate school. And of course, I got involved in city investment properties some years ago. And I find that many times people want to rent apartments or homes, but financially they are not able to. And of course, today everybody's very, money conscious with inflation, with energy. So it just makes sense if you can find a person with whom you share things in common to come together. You can upgrade your living standards. You can exchange services. There's a lot of good things. Security purposes. Sometimes senior citizens have large homes that they can easily trade off, upkeep, maintenance. So there are a lot of advantages.
Well, it's interesting. You could provide a service to some of the other agencies who are looking to place people also.
Sure.
Yeah, I wonder, even though you're not a dating service, perhaps some romantic relationships might start as a result of your service.
I'm sure that eventually some of that, but we just stress to the client, if that comes about, we really have nothing to do with it, It's just strictly professional sharing.
And are you the sole proprietor of the service?
Yes, I am.
Do you employ others?
Yes, my daughter,
Okay.
who's a junior at the University of Delaware, is employed by the company. And then a friend of mine who also has a company, Compatible Partners in Media, works 2 days a week for Roommate Finders.
Well, and senior citizens, of course, there isn't much of a cost, correct?
Well, there is no application processing fee for senior citizens. However, there is a placement fee for senior citizens, same as any other person who uses the
I
service.
see. Well, and you advertise, don't you?
Yes, we do. We advertise with the paper daily. We have done some limited other type of advertisement on .bus. We advertise with, and for 1 week we had advertisement with WDEL.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, being a small business and a limited budget, we have to really watch our advertisement very carefully.
Certainly. Well, such as yours, and I hope the viewers call in.
Reach us by calling 652-5419.
Okay, that number again?
652-5419.
It sounds like a great idea, not only to find a compatible roommate, but also to save money.
Sure, it is.
What are your plans for future expansion?
Oh, boy. We would like to open a branch in Dover to just tie up the whole state of Delaware. And I think that the time is right for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people are beginning to realize that the dollar does not buy in 1982 what it did in 1981. Okay, now the reason.
How'd you come upon this idea?
Well, as I said, the last couple of years I've really been investigating businesses. And I wanted to do a business that was a service type business that people could really benefit. However, I still wanted to make some money from it. And to me, this seemed to be the kind of business that will be of that nature. Plus, I enjoy people. And we meet a lot of different people coming into Delaware for the first time, who need living quarters upon their arrival. So I'm glad that we started it, and we look forward to really growing in Delaware.
Do you draft the leases?
No, we don't. Okay, since we work for both clients, we really try to be very neutral on that. As far as prices, we have nothing to do with it other than to just transfer that information from one client to the other. We will, in counseling with the client, suggest if the client feels comfortable, you know, that he or she does a lease. But we do not draft one.
So you do recommend leases then?
Yes. Sometimes client will say, I'm not sure I want to do this for a year. Okay? So we may say something like, well, maybe you want to consider 6 months. You know, that kind of thing.
Now, suppose someone were to ask you, how would they go about drafting a lease? What would you suggest to them?
Okay. We do read. We find out what realtors are doing. We keep abreast with the latest trends. We do have that kind of information, and we certainly can refer the person to where he will or she will get a good lease. Okay.
Well, it's a great service you're providing, Margie.
Thank you.
I want to thank Margie Fitchett of Roommate Finders for coming on Focus Delaware.